Today we learn the operations research and optimization technique. This paper for the MCA Master of Computer Application. Paper code is MCA 304 and paper name is Operations Research for the BTech students. Paper code is CS 5058. Today is lecture class is the lecture 8. This lecture 8 for the linear programming problem. In the lecture 8, today we learn the artificial variable techniques for solving the linear programming problem. That artificial variable techniques also known as the penalty cost method and also known as the Charnes-Big M method. Basically, this is in short form we know it is the Big M method, but in the name it is the Charnes-Big M method. Also, it is known as the penalty cost method. Also, it is known as the artificial variable method. This method under the simplex method. So few steps is there before start the actual simplex method. So what is the artificial variable and how to handle it? Before that, we have to know few something about that. This is the part of the simplex method, artificial variable method, or we can call it the penalty method, or we can call the Charnes-Big M method. This is under the simplex method. After introducing the artificial variable and converting all the inequations to the equation, then we start the simplex method. In this section, we introduce a new type of the variable called the artificial variable. These variables are fictitious and cannot have any physical meaning. This artificial variable, this is known as the artificial, as we artificially introduce this variable to make or forming the basis, basically forming the basis or the unit matrix. This artificial variable technique is merely a device to get the starting basic feasible solution. Before that starting basic feasible solution, if we say to form a unit matrix or the basis, that is the more better if we say that way. So that the simplex procedure may be, simplex procedure means the simplex algorithm procedure may be adopted as usual until the optimal solution is obtained. First, we have to introduce the artificial variable for the inequations to the equations. This is we are doing for the constant is greater than equal to type. Greater than equal to type, first we introduce the surplus variable. That surplus variable we are minusing from the left hand side. Since we are minusing from the left hand side, coefficient of the surplus variable is the -1. That is not forming the basis. That coefficient of the surplus variable is not help us to forming the unit matrix or the basis. That's why artificially we are again introducing the one variable that is known as the artificial variable. That coefficient is 1, positive, that forming the basis. That's why this variable is known as the artificial variable. As soon as we got the equation, then we start the simplex method. In this method, that is the two method is that Charnes-Big M method, another is the two-phase simplex method. But we learn only the Charnes-Big M method, that is in our syllabus. This is not in our syllabus right now. Penalty cost method or Big M method, or it is known as the Charnes-Big M method. The following steps are involved in solving an NPV using the Big M method. Step 1, express the problem in the standard form. First, we have to express the constraint in the standard form. Add on the negative artificial variable to the left hand side of each of the equations corresponding to the constant of the type greater than equal to or equal to. In this case of the equal to, if there is any coefficient not forming the basis, sometimes we get the, without introducing the artificial variable, we can form the basis. That is in the rare case. But when the constant is greater than equal to type, first we introduce the surplus variable, coefficient of the surplus variable. Surplus means we are minusing a variable. That variable is the positive variable, minusing from the left hand side. And coefficient of the surplus variable is not forming the basis. Then we are introduced the another artificial variable whose coefficient forming the basis. However, additions of these artificial variables causes the violations of the corresponding constant, because it is equality. Again, we are adding some variable in the left hand side. That is, we are doing artificially. And that basically the violations of the equality in the left hand side of the constants. Step 2. Therefore, we would like to get rid of these variables and not allow them to appear in the final solution. So, slack or surplus variable or artificial variable is not appearing in the final optimum solution. This is achieved by assigning a very large penalty cost, that is coefficient of the artificial variable in the objective function with the minus m if it is the maximization problem, that is objective function is the maximization problem. Then we are minusing the minus m with that minus m is the coefficient of the artificial variable. And positive m is very large, very large m, that means much greater than 0. And then positive m, that means coefficient of the artificial variable is m for the minimization problem. That means we are adding m into artificial variable in the objective function for the minimization problem. But for the maximization problem, we are minusing m artificial variable. Because for the maximization, we are minimize that by minusing the maximum value. This is the very big, very large. That m is very large. So first we are minusing it. That means we are making it the minimum. Then we try to maximum it for the maximization problem. But for minimization, by adding m into artificial variable, we make it the maximum. Then we try to minimize it. This is the part of the steps in the objective function. Solve the modified LPP by the simplest method until any one of 3 cases may arise. We already learned how to solve the LPP by using the simplest method. If no artificial variable appears in the basis and the optimality conditions are satisfied, then the current solution is an optimum or optimal the basic feasible solution. That means Zj minus Cj should be greater than 0, but greater than equal to 0. Then we have to stop, and no artificial variable should not appear in the basis in the final solution. Then we will get the optimum solution, and that is our the optimum basic feasible solution. If at least one artificial variable in the basis at the 0 level, then the optimality conditions is satisfied, but then the current solution is optimal basic feasible solution through the degenerated. That is, we are calling it the pseudo solution. If at least one artificial variable is present into the basis and we reach to the optimum solution in the positive level, then that solution optimum, but that is known as the degenerated, or we can call it the pseudo solution, not the feasible solution, pseudo solution. If at least one artificial variable appears in the basis at the positive level and the optimality conditions is satisfied, then the original problem has no feasible solution. The solution satisfies the constraint but does not optimize the object function, since it contains a very large penalty m and is called the pseudo-optimal solution. When the basis is in the zero level, then it is known as the degenerated. When it is in the positive level and m also present into the objective function, then it is known as the pseudo-optimal solution. Note, while appearing the simplex method, whenever an artificial variable appears to leave the basis, we drop the artificial variable and omit all the entries corresponding to the column. That means that during the iterations of the simplex method, in the first table, artificial variable is present in the basis. In any successive iteration, if the artificial variable is left from the basis, that means departing from the basis, then from that, after that iteration, we drop the artificial variable columns calculation. That means we can drop the artificial variable column for our calculation. Let us consider an example. Solve the following LPP by using the penalty method, or we can call it the Charnes-Bingham method, or we can call it the Bingham method. Maximize Z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. Subject to 2x1 plus x2 less than equal to 2. 3x1 plus 4x2 greater than equal to 12. x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. In this case, this is greater than equal to type. So to make it, in this case, we are adding s1 in the left hand side, a slack variable. But for this case, first we have to subtract a surplus variable s2 from the left hand side. Then we will get the equation where s1 and s2 is greater than equal to 0. Then we introduce the artificial variable in the second constraint in the left hand side, which is help us to forming the basis. So now the solution, by introducing the slack variables s1 greater than equal to 0 for the constant 1 and subtracting the surplus variable s3 greater than equal to 0 and artificial variable a2 greater than equal to 0, I am writing a2 to mentioning that artificial variable a2 corresponding to the constant 2. That's why I'm taking this way variable name. That easily we can understand that a2 is the artificial variable for the constant 2. If we need the artificial for the variable for the constant 1, then we are using the a1. If we need the third constant, if there is any third constant, then we are writing a3. For the constant 2, now rewriting the given LPP in the standard form, we will get. By introducing the slack variable s1 equal to s1 greater than equal to 0, that is already discussed. Now rewriting the LPP in the form z is equal to 3x1 plus 2x2, that is already given. Now we introduce s1 and s2. That's why 0 into s1 plus 0 into s2 and minus ma2. That is minusing m into a2, since it is a maximization problem. That's why it is minusing from the objective function. We make it the minimum and we try to now maximize the z. Constraint 1 is 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 2. 3x1 plus 4x2 minus s2 plus a2 is equal to 12. Here m is very, very large, greater than 0. And our others variables x1, x2, s1, s2 and a2 all are greater than equal to 0. Now in this case, how many variables? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables and 2 equations. So in this case, we are considering the 3 variables is equal to 0, whatever the variables we have, x1, x2, and since s1 forming the coefficient is 1 and a2 coefficient is forming the basis, this is 1, 1, 0, and this is the 0, 1 forming the unit matrix for the 2 variables s1 and s2. They are forming the basis. That's why we are considering x2, s2 equal to 0. So x1, x2 and s2 equal to 0 we are considering initially. Therefore we left only the s1 and a2. So what we will get, s1 equal to 2 and a2 is equal to 12. That is our initial basic feasible solution. And this is the initial variable that is forming the basic variable. S1 and S2 is the basic variable. Now we are writing all the details in the simplex table. Then we proceed for the iteration. This is the simplex table according to our given problem 3200 minus m. This is, we are finding the ratio. The next table, our variable is x1, x2, s1, s2, a2. xb is the right hand side 2 and 12, and in the left hand side coefficient matrix. From the coefficient of the variable we will get 2, 1. That coefficient is 1, coefficient is 0, coefficient is 0 for the first constant, and the second constant is 3, 4, 0, minus 1. This is the coefficient of s2, and 1 coefficient of a2. Now see, s1 coefficient is 1. This is 1, 0 and 0, 1 forming the unit matrix. These two variables. So s1 and s2 is the basic variable. It goes in the SB, s1 and a2. What is the coefficient of s1 in the z function? 0. That 0 is there. What is the coefficient of a2 in the z function? That is minus m. Minus m is here in the CB. CB means coefficient of the z function with respect to the basic variable. These two, S1 and A2 is the basic variable. Now table is complete. First, what we have to do, we have to calculate the ZJ. How to calculate? CB into XI, each and every, or we can call it the XJI, we can call it. J is increasing this way and I is this way. CBI into, that means CB1 into X1, 1. That is, we are denoting this coefficient, we are writing as a coefficient. A11, A12, A11, A12, A21, A22. We are writing in this way, column wise. When we are writing in the column wise, this is A11, A12. This is increasing this way. So 0 into 2 minus m into 3. So this will be minus 3m. That I am showing in the next table. Just I am explaining here. So 0 into, when we are doing all the product, when we are doing with the 0, that part is 0, only we are multiplying with this. But the previous class, for the simplex method, not for the artificial variable, first table we got all ZJs are 0. But in this case, their present is the m. It may be positive, it may be negative. But mainly for minimization problem, always we are converting to the maximization problem. The most of the cases, when we are converting the minimization problem to the maximization problem, it should be the negative. In this case, it will be minus 4m. In this case, it would be the m. In this case, it would be the minus m. And in this case, minus m, minus of minus m, this will be the 0. Now move to the next table. Table is same 1. For the iteration, we are moved to the table 1. Now see, 3 into minus m, minus 3m. 4 into minus m, minus 4m. 0 is 0. This minus minus positive, minus m. So minus m minus this is 0. M minus 0 is m. 0 minus 0 is 0. Now minus 4m minus 2. So minus 4m minus 2. And this is minus 3m minus 3. So minus 3m minus 3. In this table, we see all zj minus. These are the zj minus cj. Not greater than equal to 0. Few are 0, few are greater than 0, and few are less than 0. These two are less than 0. Now among this, which one is the most negative? Minus 3m minus 3, minus 3m and minus 4m. So minus 4m is the most negative. If we take the mod value and compare with the positive, then we can say 4m plus 2 is the more than the 3m plus 3. So corresponding to the minus 4m minus 2, this is our the key column. This is already we learned when we learned. I already explained for the simplex method how to find out the most negative value in the zj minus cj corresponding to that column is the key column. So minus 4m minus 2 corresponding to the variable x2. This x2 is not the basic variable. This is non-basic variable. Now it is going entered into the basic variable. And which one to be replaced? That means which one going out, that we have to find out by finding the ratio. So this is second column. That means corresponding to the x2 is our the key column. Now right hand side xb is 2. So 2 divided by 1 equal to 2 and 12 divided by 4 equal to 3. 12 by 4 is equal to 3. Out of 2 and 3, which one is the minimum? 2 is minimum. So that 2 is minimum corresponding to the basic variable S1. That means S1 is going out. It is showing in the arrow going out. So where we are getting the ratio is the minimum, that is our the key row. So this is corresponding to the S1 row is our the key row, and column corresponding to the variable x2 is our the key column. Intersection of this element is our the key element. That is in notation, if we say it is A12. For the next table, key row, all the elements divided by the key element. So since key element is 1, so row 1 will be unchanged. And in the next table, S1 will be replaced by S2, and CB, that value will be 2 because the corresponding value in the objective function is 2 corresponding to the variable x2. Now we move to the next table. Before that, there is the discussion is there. We have to calculate this. Since this is the key element, so this will be 0 and A2 and A2, this will be 1 automatically. Whatever the variables is there, if we take the intersection of that, that will be 1 and others element corresponding to the column will be 0. In this case, it is 1, it will be 1 and this element will be 0. We have to calculate this, this, this and not this, this. We have to calculate. Unnecessary, we need to calculate this. And dividing this by 1, it will be unchanged. We have to calculate that 12 is what would be the new value of the 12. 12 minus corresponding to the key column is corresponding element of 12 in the key column is 4 and in the key row 2. So 4 into 2 divided by 1, that means it is 8. So 12 minus 8, so this is becomes 4. In this case, if we calculate this 3, this is our the old value. So new value will be old value minus element, corresponding element in the key column 4 and corresponding element in the key row 4 into 2, that means 8 divided by this. So 3 minus 8, so this should be the minus 5. See, since there are some Zj minus Cj less than 0, the current basic feasible solution is not optimum. Z2 minus C2 is equal to minus 4m minus 2 is the most negative. The corresponding non-basic variable x2 enters into the basis. Already discussed. The column corresponding to the x2 is called the key column. Find the ratio. Already we find out the ratio. AKR, that means the key column elements. If they are greater than 0, then we can take them to find out the ratio. Now minimum of 2 and 3. 2 is the minimum which is corresponding to the S1. The leaving variable in the basis variable is S1. The row is called the key row. So convert the leading element A12 will be 1 and all others element in this column corresponding to that will be 0. That we already learned. Now calculation. 3 minus 4 into 2 divided by 1. 3 minus 8 is equal to minus 5, that I explained. Another one I am explaining. So I have to move to the table 0. This one. What is the element corresponding in the key column? 4. Element in row 4 into 1 and this is 0. 4 into 1 divided 1 is 4. That means this will be minus 4. See, this is minus 4 and 12 already I explained. 12 minus 4 into 2 divided by 1 is equal to 12 minus 8 is equal to 4. So we prepared the next table for our iteration. X2 here, coefficient of 2 is here and A2 coefficient is there. Now this is the new table. Now again we have to find out the Zj. From the Zj we have to find out the Zj minus Cj. See here Zj, that means 2 into 2, 4 and minus 5 minus m into minus 5m, that is the 5m. So 4 plus 5m. 4 plus 5m minus 3 is 1 plus 5m. In this case, this is 0 and this is 2. So 2, Z value is 2 and Z value, that means Z2. Z2 minus 2, C2 is equal to 0. 2 plus 4m. 2 and this 4m. So 2 plus 4m minus 0 is 2 plus 4m. M minus m into minus 1. M minus 0 is m. Now minus m plus 1 minus m minus of minus m, that means minus m plus m, this is 0. And in this case objective function value 2 into 2 is 4 and minus 4m. So 4 minus 4m is the objective value. But previous table it was 0 and minus m into 12. That means minus 12m. This is the objective function value. But finally, it should not present m. If the m is present, that means one artificial variable present in the basis. Otherwise, we cannot the m in the objective function final value. Four minus 4m. But see, Zj minus Cj greater than equal to 0 in the positive level. This is the positive value, this is positive value, this is the positive value. So what would be the conclusion? In this case, we reach into the optimality condition, Zj minus Cj is satisfying, but one artificial variable present in the basis in the positive level. So we can conclude this solution is a pseudo solution as per our the definition. Since all Zj minus Cj greater than 0 and an artificial variable appears in the basis at the positive level, the given LPP does not possess in the feasible solution, but the LPP possesses a pseudo-optimal solution. This is the conclusion. This is very, very important problem. I am considering the another problem. Solve the following LPP by using penalty Charnes-Biggen method. Minimize. I am considering here the one problem, that is the minimize Z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2. Subject to the constraint x1 plus 2x2 greater than equal to 8. This is also greater than equal to 3x1 plus 2x2 greater than equal to 12. Both are here the greater than equal to type, x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. First we know when we are handling the minimization problem LPP, we are converting it to the maximization problem. First we are converting the minimization problem to the maximization. So let minimize Z is equal to, we can easily write minus of maximum of minus Z equal to minus of max Z start. So this part we are writing the max Z star. That means max Z star equal to maximum of minus Z. So first we have to convert it. So max Z star equal to maximum minus Z. That means minus 41 minus 3x2. Rewriting this, we get maximize Z star is equal to minus 41 minus 3x2. Now both the are the greater than equal to type. We are introducing the two surplus variable S1 greater than equal to 0 and S2 greater than equal to 0 for the constant 1 and 2 respectively. Then we get x1 objective function is minus 4x1 minus 3x2 0s1 plus 0s2. And constants are x1 plus 2x2 minus s1 equal to 8, 3x1 plus 2x2 minus s2 equal to 8. Now say coefficient of s1 and coefficient of s2, that means s1 and s2 is not forming the basis. x1, x2 also not forming the basis. That's why we need another two variable, that is the artificial variable, to forming the basis. So we are adding the variable a1 in the constraint 1 and a2 in the constraint 2 to form the basis, or we can say the forming the unit matrix. The coefficient matrix does not contain a unit basis matrix. To get unit basis matrix, introducing the artificial variable a1 and a2 to the left hand side of the constant 1 and 2 respectively. Then we are getting the new form of the given LPP. Maximize Z star is equal to minus 4x1 minus 3x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 minus ma1 minus ma1 minus ma1 minus ma2. That is our the objective function. Because it is the maximization problem, that's why you are minusing minus m into a1 minus m into a2. Constants is x1 plus 2x2 minus s1 plus a1 equal to 8 and 3x1 plus 2x2 minus s2 plus a2 is equal to 12. Now what are the variables is there? x1, x2, s1, s2, a1, a2 all are greater than equal to 0 and m is very, very large. It is very, very large, greater than 0. By using the simplex method, we have the following simplex table. Now we are applying, since we got the basis variable and equation corresponding to the given LPP. Now we can start the simplex algorithm. Now first we are construct the simplex table 1, then we start the iteration. This is how the simplex table according to the given problem and the rewriting the final problem. -4, -3, these two are the coefficient of S1, S2. This is minus m and minus m coefficient of the artificial variable A1 and A2. Now, one thing, what is the initial basic feasible solution? How many variables is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we are considering x1, x2, s1 and s2 equal to 0. Then we will get a1 equal to 8 and a2 is equal to 12. That is the initial basic feasible solution. After considering x1, x2, s1 and s2 is equal to 0, we get a1 equal to 8 and a2 is equal to 12, because a1, a2 forming the basis and they a1 and a2 are the basic variable. So from that we get a1 is equal to 8 and a2 is equal to 12. That is the initial basic feasible solution. Since a1, a2 are the basic variables, so a1, a2 is there in the SB column. Coefficient of a1 is minus m, coefficient of a2 is minus m in the CB, coefficient in the objective function. This is the coefficient matrix. Up to that it is the coefficient matrix. S1 coefficient -1, S2 coefficient is -1, A1 coefficient is 1, A2 coefficient is 1. Right hand side is in 8 and 12. First we have to calculate the Zj, then we have to calculate Zj minus Cj, then we have to check where Zj minus Cj all are greater than equal to 0 or not. If they are not greater than equal to 0, first we have to find out the most negative Zj minus Cj. That would be the key column corresponding to the variable we have to consider. Now this is the calculation of the Zj. Easily we can find out -4m corresponding to x1, -4m corresponding to x2, m corresponding to s1, m corresponding to s2, -m corresponding to a1, -m corresponding to a2. Now Zj minus Cj, -4m plus 4, -4m plus 3, m, 0, 0. And what is the objective function value? -8m minus 12m. That means -20m. This is the objective function value in this situation, when a1 equal to 8 and a2 is equal to 12. Now from the value of the Zj minus Cj, -4m plus 4, -4m plus 3, which one is the most negative? -4m plus 4 or -4m plus 3. This is the most negative Zj minus Cj. This is most negative Zj minus Cj. Corresponding column is x2. That means non-basic variable x2 entering into the basis. Now you have to find out which one is the going out. Now which one is going out, that we have to find out. Both are the 2 and 2. We have to find out the ratio. 8 by 2 equal to 4 and 12 by 2 is equal to 6. Out of 4 and 6, minimum is 4. Minimum is 4 corresponding to the variable a1 in the first row. Minimum of 4 and 6 is the 4. That corresponding to the artificial variable a1. That means a1 is going out. It is that row is corresponding to A1 is the first row, that is our the key row, and A1 is a departing variable and X2 is our entering variable. Intersection of the first row and second row, that means element A12 is our the key element. In the next step, first row all the elements divided by 2, and you have to calculate this 3, 0, minus 1, not this because A2 is in the basis, X2 will be our the basis and minus 3 will become here. So we are moving to the next table. Sum Zj minus Cj less than equal to 0, current basic feasible is not the optimum. Corresponding to that minus 4m plus 3 is the most negative. The corresponding non-basic variable X2 enters in the basis. The column corresponding to this X2 is called the key column. Finding the ratio already find out, and AKR, that means the corresponding to the key column of the elements is vertically going down. Minimum of 4, 6 is equal to 4, which is corresponding to the element. That means the artificial variable A1, basis variable is A1. That means A1 basic variable is living variable. This row is called, and corresponding row is called the key row. Convert the leading element A12. It converted to the unity by dividing by the 2, and all the elements of the key row also divided by the 2, and except this will be converted to the unity, and all other elements in this column will be 0. This is the calculation I am giving here. By using this formula, new element is equal to old element minus corresponding element in the key column into corresponding element in the key row divided by the key element. After calculation, we will get this. Now if we calculate this, 12, 2 into 8 divided by 2 is equal to 12 minus 8 equal to 4. Let's check it. It is wrong or anything. 12 is there. No, it is not. This is the 12. Corresponding element is 8. 2. 2 into 8. 2 into 8. That calculation is wrong. Is that 2 into 8? Corresponding element in the key column is 2, and corresponding element in key row is 8. So 2 into 8 divided by 2, that is becomes 8. So 12 minus 8, it is becomes 4. I think it is copied from the previous problem. No, it is okay. 2 into 8 divided by 2 is equal to 12 minus 8 is equal to 4. It is okay. Now move to the next table. Now I already said, when the one artificial variable is departed from the basis, we can drop it for our further calculation. Since the A1 previously it was in the basis and it is departed from the basis in the previous iteration, so further we no need to calculate corresponding elements to this, the artificial variable A1. We can drop it. Now again we are calculating Zj. Zj calculation is there. From that we are again calculating the Zj minus Cj. Here we can see all Zj minus Cj are not greater than equal to 0. This calculation we can do minus 3 into half, that means minus 3 by 2, and here it is minus 2m minus 2m minus 3 by 2. Minus 2m minus 3 by 2 minus 4 means plus 4, that is minus 2m plus 5 by 2. So we can easily calculate it, the all Zj, then Zj minus Cj, we are again calculating the Zj minus Cj. Now see, from the calculation, observe that all Zj minus Cj are not greater than equal to 0. That means this is not the optimum solution table. So we have to again iterate furthermore. From that we can see minus 2m plus 5 by 2 minus m plus 3 by 2. Which one is the greater or minimum? This is minus 2m and this is minus m. So this is the most negative. So this is our the key column, and corresponding non-basic variable is x1. So x1 is entering into the basic variable in the basis. Now what would be departed, that we have to find out by the finding the ratio. So key column is corresponding to the x1. This is our the most negative zj minus cj. Now find out the ratio. 4 divided by half. 4 divided by half, that means it is 8. And 4 divided by 2, that means it is 2. So out of 2 and 8, minimum is 2. That corresponding to the basic variable A2. A2 is the departing variable and x1 is our entering variable. A2 appears in the second row. That second row is our the key row. An intersection of the first column and the second row 2 is our the key element, that is A21. Small A21 is our the key element. In the next iteration, all the elements of the second row divided by the 2, and we have to calculate. This will be automatically 0. This will be becomes 1. No need to calculation this. And here x2 is there. It is 1 0 will be, and this 2 1 2 this 4 not. Only this and this we have to calculate. This is automatically half. This will be minus 1 by half. And A2, since A2 is departed in the next table, so we can drop the A2 column calculation. We can drop out A2 for the calculation. In this stage, the value of the objective function is minus 3 into 4 minus 12 and minus m into 4 minus 4m. This is our the objective function value. But finally, m should not be there. We are entering x1. This will be x1 and this will be minus 4 in the next table. This is whatever I said that is written here. I can move to the actual table and for our calculation. This is our the calculation is there. 4 will be one calculation I can show. This 4 I can, this 4. What would be the value of this 4? Corresponding element in the key column, half, and corresponding element in the key row is 4. Half into 4, that means 2. 2 divided by key element, 2 by 2 is 1. 4 minus 1, so this will be 3. See. 4. This is 4 minus half into 4. That means we will get 2. 2 divided by 2 we will get the 1. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So this is our the final table. 3, 2. It was 4 and 4 divided, that key element is 2. It is 2. So this is our the calculation. Now see x2 in the basis. So intersection of x2 x2 is 1 and this will be 0. And this is x1 1. This will be 0 because it would be unity and all other element will be 0. Coefficient is minus 4. Now again we are calculating all zj. Then we are calculating zj minus cj. This is minus 3 by 4, minus 1 by 4. This is the half. I already said this is minus 1 by half. Now zj minus, this is 0, so minus 4. Minus 4 minus of minus 4, that means 0. Minus 3, minus 3, minus 3 of minus 3, that means it is 0. Minus 3, that means it is 9 by 4. And this is minus 2. 8, 1. So from that we are getting 1 by 4. After calculation, 1 by 4 minus 0 is 1 by 4. And from this it is minus 3 by 4 and it is 8 by 4 by 2, that means plus 2. From that we are getting 5 by 4. 5 by 4 minus 0 is 5 by 4. This 2 we should not calculate because A1, A2 already departed from the basis. Now we get xb equal to 3 and 2. So new value of the objective function we get minus 3 into 3 is the 9 and minus 4 into 2 is, this is the minus 9 and this is minus 8. So all total we will get the minus 17. This is the maximum value of the objective function, and here we see all zj minus cj is greater than equal to 0. 2 are 0 and another 2 are positive. So this is the optimum table. And what is the value of the objective function? Max z equal to z star, basically max z star equal to minus 17, x1 is equal to 2, x2 equal to 3. This is the solution. Now our conclusion is that since all zj minus cj greater than equal to 0, the solution is optimum. The optimum solution is max z star is equal to minus 17 and x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 3. Now mean z equal to minus of max minus z equal to minus of max z star equal to 70. So our optimum value of mean z is equal to 17 and optimum solution is x1 equal to 2 and x2 is equal to 3. That's all for the artificial variable method. Next class, that is the lecture 9, we learn the duality in linear programming problem. That means primal to dual and dual to primal we learn in the next class.